This video was sponsored by OutBeachExpress.com. Outbeach Express Stock Media by Subscription is a new site that offers high-quality broadcast resolution stock media content. Their content includes stock footages up to 5K resolution, music, sound effects, images, and After Effects templates. Sign up today for a free account at OutBeachExpress.com and receive 19 free pre-selected stock media downloads. No credit cards, payments, or obligations required. Create your free account today.
Hello everyone and welcome to my After Effects tutorial. In this episode, I'm going to show you how to create this nice liquid animation in Adobe After Effects. So in this episode, I'm going to be talking about the workflow and the technique behind creating this effect. And in my opinion, this is a very interesting effect. This can be used in a lot of different places. And I want to give you guys a proper understanding on the technique behind this effect. So without any further delays, let's get started, awesome people. I'm going to select everything here and I'm going to put this into a different folder, so this way this doesn't get in the way. Call this done, and what I'll do is I'll create a new composition and I'm going to call this all alphabets, right? I'm going to make this 720p, but you can make this 4K or full HD if you want. I'm going to keep the duration to 5 seconds, click OK, and we're good to go. I'm going to take the type tool, I'm going to start typing something. I'm just going to call this liquid. Now, depending on what you want to go for, you can go for any word you want. I'm just taking liquid for the tutorial's case, right? I have this nice liquid word here. You can use an align tab for aligning it properly in the composition, but I'm not going to do all of that. Next, I want to make sure that I'm using the right font. In this case, I'm using a font called Lobster, right? This is for free. I'll leave to download this in the description in case you don't have it. Next, I'm going to right click on this text layer and I'm going to take this option, create shapes from text. What it's going to do is it's going to take the text layer and it's going to convert all the shapes that is there into a proper shape layer that is native in After Effects. So this way we don't have to manually sit down with the pen tool and create outlines for our text, right? It's automatically done for us. That's awesome. I'm going to delete the text layer because we no longer have need for it. And now, awesome people, you want to duplicate this shape layer the times into the number of alphabets you have. So for example, I have 6 alphabets. I'm going to duplicate this 6 times, right? So the way I like to do I like to basically say the name of the alphabet for every layer. So this is going to be L, I, Q, U, I, D, right? So this way I end up with 6 layers and there are 6 alphabets in my word. Next, awesome people, you want to make sure that every single layer, right, has only one word on it. So if you open this layer, go to the contents tab, you'll see that every single alphabet is on its own layer, and you don't want that. You want every single alphabet to be on its own shape layer. So what we'll do is we already have the duplicates done. We just have to delete these guys now. And what I like to do is I like to have the last layer be the first alphabet. Okay, so don't delete the first alphabet from this because the last layer is gonna like in my opinion should have the first alphabet. This makes your workflow a lot easier. So I'm gonna select all the other alphabets except for L and hit the delete key, right? It's that simple. So now let's try this on the mouse and not just it would save you a lot of time if you do this all together, right, instead of doing it individually. So select all the layers, toggle them down, go to contents, and you want to delete things that are not relevant to that shape layer, right? Go to contents and delete things, right? If you control click on something, then that's going to get deselected, and there. So we have D, I, we need U, right? That. There you go, right? So we have L, I, Q, U, I, D. That is super awesome, people. What I'm going to do is I'm going to rename everything to its proper name. Now, one shortcut I would like to share with you guys is Control up arrow key. So this way you jump into the layers stack without actually changing the position of the layer on your composition panel. So if you just press the up arrow key, you can see that the eye is moving up, right? We don't want that. So I'll rename this to eye. When you have a lot of layers, awesome people, this shortcut is gonna be a lifesaver for you. Trust me, I've been in this situation where I had to rename everything manually, and this shortcut was seriously a huge time saver. Anyways, once this is done, like, this is how I like to work. I like to focus on one thing at a time. So I'm gonna remove the eyeball from everything else. I'm gonna duplicate this shape layer, and I'm gonna pre-compose this, right? So I'm gonna Control Shift C. I'm gonna call this L mask. Okay, so it's gonna create a new pre-composition. Go into that pre-composition, and what we'll do is we'll apply an effect to this called stroke, right? And we'll apply it over here. Next, awesome people, you want to take the pen tool and you want to click on this icon which says Tool Creates Mask. Right now it's on Creates Shapes. So this way, when you have your shape layer selected, you are gonna add a mask on that shape layer, right? So it's gonna be this icon right beside the star icon. And this way, we're gonna have to, like, we can start creating a mask on the shape layer. I'm gonna click over here, and you basically want to create a mask in the way where, you know, the brush is gonna follow. So for example, what we'll do is we'll use a stroke effect to create a brush stroke being painted on this L, right? And we all know that the way we write L is not from here, right? We know we don't write that from the bottom part, we write it from this top part, and therefore we want the stroke to be created like this, because this stroke is going to be following the brush stroke, right? So make it proper, and take your time in this. Okay, this is where that effect is really going to come, you know, to life. So it's okay if you take a little time doing it. And if I go into my stroke options, the first thing I want to change is I want to go to path, and I want to change it to mask 1. Okay, next I want to reveal the paint style to be on transparent, right? So this way, you see, we have this. Next I want to increase, wait a sec, let me change the composition setting so you guys can see this better. Alright, so there's a full L, and there's we have a stroke there. We want to increase the brush size, so this way it covers the full thing. You can even increase the hardness if you like, right? And as you can see over here, this part is not being covered. We want it to the part where everything is being covered. There you go. That's a lot better in my opinion. Superb. And this way, as you can see, the full L is being covered in stroke. That's awesome. Now we need to animate the stroke. So this is a lot similar to the trim parts option. So there's a start and there's an end here. I'm going to decrease the end down to 0. Start its animation, move ahead to about 2 seconds, and I'm going to increase it to 100. Right, so if we reveal the keyframes by pressing the U key, selecting the layer, press the U key, 2 keyframes are going to pop up. So you'll select both of them and we'll hit the F9 key. Right, so this way we go to the graph, we have a nice dome curve. If you play this, right, super, we have something going on. Next, awesome people, what you want to do now, this depends on what alphabet you have. This is a problem that I faced in the D alphabet. Like sometimes you can see, like over here, this is just one blotch. Sometimes this is gonna get in the way, right? So what you want to do is you want to even animate the brush size, right? And I'm actually gonna go through all the different alphabets, so this way you can see which alphabets I have a problem with and how do I fix it. So definitely watch the full video, but you sometimes may want to animate the brush size. In this case, I don't think we need we have the need to do this. So if you go back, you will see, let me change this to a nice dark color, right? Something like this. And you will see what's going to happen is if I play this, this is gonna come on top of it like this. It's good, but I think it can be better. We want the proper L shape, right? So I'm gonna toggle switches and modes, and I'm gonna select this L layer, and I'm gonna go to track matte, and I'm gonna change this to alpha matte. Right, so this way you will see what's gonna happen is it's basically gonna reveal the L like that, right? Superb. Let's try to make this a little more liquidish type. I'm gonna go to this L mask. I'm gonna create a new adjustment layer. I'm going to rename this to FX, right? You can name it anything, the name hardly matters. I'm going to go to effects and presets. I'm going to type in an effect called rough in edges. I take it and apply it to the adjustment layer, and as you can see, as soon as I apply it, there is this full, like a different kind of effect altogether, right? And I'm going to increase the border. This I'm going to increase to about 15. If I play this now, you can see it looks a little more organic, a little bit more, interesting effect comes in. So I play this now, you can see, yeah, that thing is definitely there. Now, if I zoom in here, you can see that there's a slight problem. So you want to go and you want to fix it. At the end, awesome people, you basically want the full L to be revealed, right? You can see that you're missing this part here. So no worries, we can go here and we can fix the path like that. And that is, in my opinion, looking good, right? That thing definitely works. Now all we have to do is, you are supposed to do this to all the different layers, but don't worry, you don't have to put in all that much work. This is actually quite quick. You select the shape layer, duplicate it, pre-comp it, and you name the thing right. Okay, so mask, right? You open the mask, and what we'll do is we will apply the same effect that we applied on the cell. So we'll copy the stroke effect, make sure that you're on the 0 keyframe, copy the stroke effect and apply it to this shape layer right there. Okay, now nothing is going to happen because we haven't created our mask, right? So we'll go to our pen tool, change to this other option which creates masks on the shape layer. And always remember, guys, that you want to write things in a way where, like how the alphabet is there. So for example, it would look really nice if I was to add the animation from here, right? Even though I write my I from the left side, it would look really nice if the animation and the water came from this side. So I'm gonna start the mask like that, right? Go there, and I'm even gonna select the ball of the eye. And even though there's a space here, that's okay. No, it's not gonna, nothing much is gonna happen about it, so you don't have to worry. And now you'll see, and all I have to do now is I'm supposed to go to the stroke and change it to mask 1, and our animation is already done, right? Now if you go back, you have to put the eyeball on eye and change this to alpha matte. So now if you play this, there we go, awesome people, right? And again, you want to make sure that at the end the full eye is being revealed, and if it's not being revealed, then you can go back to the mask and see if it's not being revealed. And as you can see, there's this one slight error, so just fix this like so, right? Superb. And I'm gonna do this again, duplicate the shape layer, pre-comp it, name the comp right, mask, right? Apply the stroke effect, and then you just have to create the mask. And the way I write my cues is that I write them like this. I create that curvature first, and then I go all the way to this thing, and then I create that line like that, right? And if again go to stroke and put a mask on, now if you play this, nothing really happened, and the reason for that is yeah, there you go. Almost scared me, man. Okay, and okay, I see why it didn't work. Maybe I posted the effect over here. So you always have to make sure that your keyframes are being posted at the right time, right? So whenever you're pasting the effect, you have to make sure that you're on the 0 keyframe. And if I play this now, right? Now what is it? Change it to mask 1, and there you go, guys, right? Superb. And again, I see that there is this one small problem right there. I want to fix this. There's a problem right there. I even want to fix that, right? Superb. Q, change this to alpha matte, play this, there you go. Animation is being done. Now there's a problem in the animation right now, I can see it, but I'm going to fix this later just to prove a point. Anyways, let's move on. Duplicate the shape layer, pre-comp that part, rename the comp right, go into the comp, select this, paste the effect, add the 0 keyframe so we are not moving the keyframes ahead, right? Take the pen tool and create your mask like this, right? Like this, and you want to change this to mask 1 just to play it. There you go, the effect is coming in perfectly. Select, put the eyeball in, change the track matte to alpha matte, and if you play this, there you go guys. So it's not that difficult to do, to be honest, you know. And sometimes also people, they're going to be duplicate alphabets. So as you can see, the I is being repeated here. You want to make sure that you're renaming the comp right. So we already have an I mask, right? So we are going to need to rename this to mask 2. Okay, open this, paste in the effect, go to the pen tool, and then you just want to, you know, oh sorry, you have to make sure that you are creating a mask, not a shape. Just like this. Right, like that, and then change this to mask 1. If you play it, there you go. Change it to alpha matte, put the eyeball back, and D is the last letter. Shift C, mask, get inside there, paste the effect, and you want to select the pen tool, mask, and then you just want to write like you basically want to paint or create a mask on the alphabet like so. And always try to create a mask with curvature points, right? You don't want to create a linear mask like this. Sometimes it's okay, but most of the times try to see to it that you're creating a good mask with some good curvature. Okay, superb. And as you can see, I pasted the effect at the wrong time, and the keyframes will move ahead. To bring them back in like that, and change it to mask 1. See to it that the full letter is being covered by the white line, right? And then change this to alpha matte. Put the eyeball back in, and now let's take a look if we got it right or no. We should have gotten it right, but there you go guys. Now there's a slight problem here, and that is in the Q alphabet and in the D alphabet. So if I select this, you can see that when there is this part being painted, like the curved part is being painted, there is already this botch on that line part of the D. So we have to go and fix that, and you know, listen, we create motion graphics for everything to look superb and everything to look good, right? We don't just create it for the heck of creating it and then just sending it off. So while this animation is definitely liquidish type and it can work, and if we were to move on, this would look nice, it wouldn't look the best because, you know, those slight details were not paid attention to. So you want to fix something like that. So therefore we go to D, and we firstly see why is that being caused. So again, the problem is that at the start, when we are trying to, you know, write out this curved part, there's already the line part being revealed. So what we'll do is we'll select this guy, and as you can see over here, this part is very thick, so it's covering the line part. So what you can do is you can animate the brush size, right? Shut the animation, move back in time. Now I'm going to make this 0, right? But again, 0 is not enough, so I'm going to reduce it like that. Move ahead in time a little bit, increase that, and you know, as you can see right now also, even if I'm increasing it, the part is still being revealed. So maybe I have to go and I have to change the mask that I have made. And if you cannot see the mask line, then you can just hit the M key and click on this color icon and change its color like so, right? So you can move the mask around like that, adjust it, right, like that, and hit the U key, animate the brush size. Right, now let's see if our animation is looking any better or no. Right, so again, that little botch is still being, it's still growing in, but at least that growing part makes it look a little bit better instead of just a botch. Like you can compare the growing part to this Q part right here. Right, that botch is just coming out of the blue, and that full thing is being revealed like that, and it doesn't look very nice. If you want to add more more detail to the animation, then what I would say is go into every single mask and animate the brush size for every single stroke, and that would look, seriously awesome. But since I've explained the technique, since I've given you the solution to this, I'm going to move on. One thing I would say is give a delay to everything that's here. So for example, select your one set, get 5 frames offset, then 10 frames offset, and for every single alphabet you want to do this. Right, this would look really, really nice. And now if you play this, you will see that L is being animated first, and I, then Q, and then D. Right, and there are these stop points, like this like you see this on one frame it's there and one frame it's not there. This is actually supposed to grow out so it would look better. And you know what, instead of just saying it to you, just to motivate you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. So animate the brush size, make it 0, move ahead in time, and then make it 25. Right, and I think that should cover it. Not exactly sure, but maybe push this keyframe just a bit ahead. Play this now. Right, I think that should get it done. Okay, and maybe I'll even go into this eye mask too, and what I'll do is I'll change its mask a little bit differently. So I'll delete a few points and go here, and I'm gonna make the mask come in like so. Right, so in mask 1 the eye is being revealed like that. In mask 2 the eye will be revealed a little bit differently. Right, now awesome people, I'm going to create another composition. I'm going to call this final. Right, now import my I'm going to click OK, change the colors to a bit whitish, a little bit gray, like that. And I'm going to take this all alphabets, I'm going to drag and drop it into this final. So if you play this right now, this has just one color on it. Right, I'm going to duplicate this all alphabets, move this ahead in time, make one more copy, move this about 10 frames ahead, or let's do 10 frames offset. So the first copy starts at 0, second is at 10 frames, third is at 20 frames. I'm going to go take the fill effect from FX and presets and apply it to all the different layers, and let's go for some really nice colors. So copy this effect, paste it onto here, and let's increase the saturation, paste it, go for a darker color like so. Right, or maybe we'll switch out the colors. Right, and the first one I'll make it a little more light, like that. So now if you play this, it's gonna look like a nice overlap effect. Right, there you go. Right, and what I did to get this double overlap effect was I basically revealed the first color or first set of colors, and then I just had another set being animated on top of them. Right, and in order to get some good variations in color, you can create a new adjustment layer and apply an effect called hue and saturation on it. Right, and this way you can change the hue and see what different effects you get. So this was one effect that I got. Here's another one that works really well. Right, so it's very easy to change colors, looks really nice, and it can be used in many different places. Right, so my name is TjStyle. Thank you so much for joining me on this video, awesome people. My name is TjStyle. I said that, but I said it again. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, then leave a like on this video, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all next time. Take care and stay awesome.